So yesterday I did a video about why prohibitions don't work, and I pointed out that all throughout lockdown, smokers and drinkers had absolutely no problem in obtaining alcohol and tobacco products for them to consume. Just because it was against the law doesn't mean that these things magically disappeared out of society and that people stopped smoking and stopped drinking. That's not how any of this works. Newsflash, I can obtain all the hard drugs and prostitutes I want. The reason I don't do that is because I don't want hard drugs or prostitutes. They're still out there circulating at whatever prices users, consumers, or whatever you want to call them are willing to pay, and the money they're willing to part with in order to solicit the services of a sex worker or obtain hard drugs for them to use, whether it's cocaine or crystal meth or whatever. That's irrelevant. So prohibitions and bans and laws don't work. That's why you can't stop people from smoking by banning cigarettes. You can't stop them from drinking by banning alcohol, and you can't make them eat healthy by banning sugar. So if we can all just let go of this nanny state bullshit that we've so far used to criminalize around 300,000 South Africans, and I keep hammering on this point because it is hugely important, 300,000 people have been criminalized by the ANC government under the Disaster Management Act for the simple crime of leaving their homes. And those who are convicted are sitting with a criminal record that they'll only be able to expunge in 10 years' time. That's if they've signed any sort of admission of guilt and been processed through the justice system. That means that they're unemployable and they can't travel internationally. So we've literally turned innocent people into criminals because they went outside their homes. The implications of this are staggering and frightening. Even more so for those who haven't been perhaps paying attention. We've criminalized 500 to 700,000 South Africans for failing to renew their firearm licenses on time. Now, just like last night, where 1 minute to midnight, cigarettes and alcohol, the sale of which was completely illegal, magically 60 seconds later became completely legal, as by some Cinderella pumpkin magic in the middle of the night. So there's no rhyme or reason to this. It is as stupid, tyrannical, and fucking retarded as I say it is. It's the exact same thing with your firearm license. Unlike car licenses or driver's licenses or anything else, unlike those, if they lapse and you forget to renew it for whatever reason, you can still go renew later as long as you pay a fine, a penalty. That's it. Okay? No criminal record, no confiscation of your car, no jail time for you, none of that stuff. Gun licenses don't work that way. If your firearm license is valid 1 minute to midnight, 60 seconds later, if you didn't renew it as per the stipulations in the Firearms Control Act, it terminates as of, I think I'm speaking out of correction, but as of Section 28 or Section 29 of the FCA, that license terminates, i.e. it ceases to exist. And you are now, 60 seconds later, immediately in unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition, which carries a potential sentence of 15 years in jail. Now, anyone who's rational might go, but surely that's impossible. Surely not. Surely the courts would throw something like that out. How can you turn someone who was in completely lawful possession of firearms and ammunition he legally purchased, legally licensed, have been legally using for 5 to 10 years, how can someone like that suddenly turn into a criminal because he missed a paperwork deadline? Well, bad news for you is that the Supreme Court of Appeals came to the conclusion that this is entirely rational, reasonable course of action, that those people are indeed criminals, according to them, and this is where we are. We have criminalized 700,000 people, potentially 700,000 people, who will now be forced to make use of a firearm amnesty, where the cops are going to lose thousands of those guns. That will end up in criminal hands, and tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition will end up in criminal hands, because we know the police are shit custodians of their own firearms and even worse custodians of others. Colonel Chris Prince 2.0, here we come again. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, please Google it. The only way we can fix this is to license the person, register the firearm, completely overhaul this bullshit system, get rid of arbitrary renewal periods. It serves no purpose to let a license expire at all. Let's end this bullshit. Let's get this message out there loud. License the person, register the firearm, do away with renewals, and let's stop criminalizing innocent South Africans for administrative bullshit. Fuck the ANC. Cheers.